Namaskar and welcome. At the Spiritual Science Research Foundation, we have been researching the spiritual dimension for over 25 years now. And unlike conventional research, which uses our faculties of the five senses, mind and intellect, spiritual research can only be done using one's sixth sense. Through advanced sixth sense techniques gained through spiritual practice, seekers of God from SSRF are able to experience and see into the spiritual dimension and tell us things that a normal person just cannot. By the spiritual dimension, we mean the world of heaven and hell, angels, ghosts, and auras. Recently, with the advancements in biofeedback machines, SSRF has been using these machines to study the effects of various stimuli on our auras, our energy systems, and chakras. This has been of great benefit as it helps to physically endorse and prove the research we have already done through spiritual means. For example, there were some items that we already knew that had healing properties through sixth sense itself. One such case is the handwriting of a spiritually evolved person, also known as a saint. Do refer to our website where we have described in detail who a saint is. When seekers were asked to hold a piece of paper with this handwriting, within a short period of time, a dramatic and positive effect was seen on the readings given by biofeedback machines measuring their energy fields and chakras. This also proved the importance of spiritual practice as a means to obtain super health, where one person can positively influence many others just by his presence. One of the machines that we have used is the PIP, and it stands for Polycontrast Interference Photography. It is a machine that uses a technology similar to the Kirlian photography, and it is able to study aspects and changes of the energy field, that is the aura around people and objects. We were able to make many studies with the PIP machine with the help provided by Dr. Thornton Streeter and Dr. Aniruddha Gandhi from the Center of Biofield Sciences. I will take you through one such example where we tested the energy field around the writing of a person at various spiritual levels. We focused on trying to see a comparison in the positivity and negativity emitted by a person's handwriting, depending on the spiritual level. The handwriting of a person is a reflection of their spiritual positivity and negativity. This is an example of the energy field around a person's handwriting who we considered an average seeker doing regular spiritual practice in the SSRF Research Center. We placed it in a small envelope and then placed it again in a bigger white envelope. With respect to the colors and their interpretation, orange, red and purple shades indicate negativity, while yellow and green signify positivity. In this PIP picture, do note the green color spreading in the surrounding field of the envelope. Also, you can see the excess of green color on the table. The red and pink color around the table and the yellow and red color on the envelope. Generally, we like someone's handwriting as it looks good, but for us, good means each alphabet written in a correct manner. Here our eyes see the beauty of the letters and our mind likes it. But with spiritual practice, we can also perceive the subtle vibrations associated with it. Such a person will perceive the handwriting of a saint as good, no matter how bad it is in appearance. There is an experience of Chaitanya or divine consciousness from it. His Holiness Dr. Arthavle is the founder of both FHA and SSRF. In a similar manner, an experiment was done with the handwriting of His Holiness Dr. Arthavle. The picture to the left is a PIP picture of the handwriting of an average seeker, and that to the right is that of His Holiness Dr. Arthavle. Now, when we compare the two pictures, the PIP picture of the handwriting of His Holiness Dr. Arthavle shows far more positivity by the green color in the surrounding area around the object on the table. Now, in comparison, there's much less green in the picture of the average seeker. In addition, red and purple color, indicative of negativity, are seen in much less proportion in the picture of the handwriting of His Holiness Dr. Arthavle, but it is far more in the picture of the average seeker. And lastly, as you can see in both pictures, the yellow color, which is indicative of positivity, is seen. However, the color orange, which is negative, is not seen on the picture of His Holiness Dr. Arthavle, but it is seen on the picture of the average seeker. Now, it's important to understand that the readings obtained from machines like the PIP can never be a substitute for what can be obtained through one's sixth sense. Machines at best can only measure the most tangible or grossest part of the spiritual dimension. The visuals and the findings obtained through this experiment are a mere superficial representation of the knowledge that can be acquired through actual spiritual experience. The main purpose of this experiment and displaying the visuals is to show that the aura or the energy field around a person is very real and can be captured to some extent, and that science is trying to understand the human energy field or the aura. The aura of a saint is not the same that is captured by any man-made machine. In modern science, we observe and analyze and infer through the means of our five senses, mind and intellect, in the form of words, touch, image, taste, smell, and emotions and thoughts. However, in spiritual research, it is subtle sounds, subtle touch, subtle smells, subtle visions of light and vibrations, and the ability to tap into the universal mind and intellect. Some of our seekers are able to see into the spiritual dimension or the spiritual world just as we do the physical world. They draw what they see, and these are known as subtle pictures. Subtle pictures are just a pictorial representation or illustration of aspects perceived at a subtle level associated with any object or event. Now, this is a subtle picture taken of the handwriting of His Holiness Dr. Arthavle. Very subtle vibrations of Chaitanya or divine consciousness can now be picked up. Chaitanya or divine consciousness is seen flowing in the yellow color from the sentences. The spiritual energy of Shakti is also seen emanating around the words in the sentences. Halos of Chaitanya are generated around the handwriting and are also transmitted. The Chaitanya is now transmitted from the four corners of the paper, and waves of Chaitanya are also transmitted from the words in an upward direction, and the pink particles of bliss are transmitted into the environment. As you can see, there is a vast difference in what can be perceived by the machine and through sixth sense. Similarly, we have made a comparative study of energy fields related to human nails, hair, and pictures of various categories of seekers. Through this experiment today, I would like to put before you some of the key findings. What these experiments have endorsed is that there is a big difference between a saint and an average person doing spiritual practice, let alone a person not doing any form of spiritual practice. Many people disbelieve the existence of saints. Understanding the positivity with the PIP pictures, we hope that it will instigate people's curiosity to find and learn more about this subject, and finally, attain the spiritual level of a saint themselves. Spiritual practice is necessary, as through it, one can achieve the level of a saint wherein one can positively influence one's environment. I hope this explanation about the subtle aura has awakened your curiosity about this subject. For further information, please do visit our website www.spiritualresearchfoundation.org. I hope that you have learned a lot by watching this video, as much as we have learned making it. We wish you the very best in your spiritual journey. Namaskar.